you've been watching the channel, you would know that our little Nano Tank is now going through the second phase of the cycling process, being the ugly phase. But I thought in today's video I'll go through just a more thorough breakdown of how I managed to cycle that tank. For those who have never cycled a tank before in terms of a saltwater aquarium. It is quite similar to a freshwater with only a few minor differences. So let's break down each section, and hopefully it makes it easier for you guys if you were to set up your own saltwater aquarium. So the first thing that I've had a few people ask, you managed to set it up and cycle it fairly quickly. The whole process so far I think it's taken probably about just over 2 weeks. Normally with more volume water it does take up to a month, but with this one I had a few little shortcuts that I could do to help speed the process up. So with the media, obviously brand new tank, the ammonia usually goes through the roof. So what I had done to help seed that little tank, I managed to clean out this filter from this tank. So it's got obviously a lot of built up beneficial bacteria, fish waste and so forth. So what I've done was I squeezed that into a 1 litre jug, got a lot of the gunk out of it, and then mixed it with a litre of water and then poured it straight into the tank on top of the filter media. So try and get some of the beneficial bacteria straight into those filter media, just to help obviously increase the ammonia, but also to get the bacteria growing. The other thing I also did was, because it has 2 filter medias, what I had done was I had cut a third of one of them off and then put a bag of carbon from another tank into the filter chamber. So not only is the tank now getting beneficial bacteria from this one, it's also getting more from the used bag of carbon that I'd done with another fish tank. So that was the first step. Obviously, I like to use API Quick Start. I find it's just a great product. It really helps to aid in speeding up the process of cycling your tank. And how I use this is I use the small bottles the whole lot, and then I bought another bottle just to keep it, keep adding throughout the 2 weeks. So I usually add 2 to 5 mil per day, because I've been also doing small water changes. Some people don't recommend water changes, and to be honest, look, everyone's got their own way of doing things. I'm not saying my way is the right way, but at the end of the day, as long as the tank is cycling and it helps create a nice, safe place for your new fish, yeah, doesn't really matter as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I use that. With the tank, it's probably, out of all the ones I've set up, it's probably had the lowest amount of ammonia that just stabilized throughout the whole cycle process. So when I first set it up, it was sitting at 0.50, so the third one. And then after probably about 2-3 days, it stabilized at 0.25. Some people would probably say, yeah, it's right to put fish in. For me, it's a living animal. I would rather wait and not rush the process, and then know that when those guys go in the tank, they're going in a safe place. Some people will do fishless cycle, some people do fish in cycle. I personally prefer fishless. yeah, I don't like to lose animals, so yeah, I'm more than happy to do a fishless cycle. But like I said, there's ways, if you're like me and you have quite a lot of aquariums, there's always ways to, yeah, get to that finish line quicker, but safer. But with this ammonia test, I've used this for quite a number of fish tanks now. It's a great product. You get I think it's 130 tests per box. So you get 2 bottles, and basically what you do is you do 8 drops of that one, shake the little test, and then add that one, wait 5 minutes, and then obviously measure against the test chart. You do get fresh water and salt water, so obviously there's going to be a bit of difference between the two. But yeah, mine, I think after 2 weeks, it then went to 0 ammonia, so I was quite happy to then go to Williamstown and buy some clowns to put them in, because I knew that it was safe to do so. Obviously, you've got to keep testing it after you've added them, because you never know. These guys, they're not going to produce a lot of waste because they're still quite small, but things like goldfish and bigger fish like that, they produce a lot of waste, so you could see quite a drastic spike in ammonia. So yeah, it's always good to a good handy tip to have these available all the time. The next thing, measuring the pH. So normally I prefer the liquid test kits like these ones, but yeah, I had these floating around and they're not bad. They do the job. So yeah, we use those throughout the cycle period to test the pH. And then the next thing, some people are gonna knock me for this. It's fine. Leave your comments in below. When the tank is cycled, I like to leave the hydrometer in. I know some people hate these things and they don't give accurate readings and so forth, and to an extent they're probably right, but while the tank's cycling, it's just a good rough indicator of what the salinity is sitting at. So yeah, I normally leave that in the tank just throughout the cycle period, and then I remove it. But of course I do have a refractometer. These, you can't go wrong with these. This one I bought off eBay. I think I paid $25 for it. You can spend more and get better quality ones and so forth, but being salt water, yeah, parts corrode very quickly and you're gonna have to buy a new one anyway. So, but this one does quite a good job. All you do is flip the lid back. It comes with a little test tube. Squeeze your water sample onto the lens, flip the lens down, look through the eyepiece, and then you'll see a chart through the eyepiece. Wherever the blue line goes is where your salinity is. I like to keep mine at 1.025. But yeah, it's really handy tool, and I'll check mine. With this tank, I'll probably check a bit more frequently, because obviously smaller volume of water, yeah, there's going to be more swings in evaporation. So yeah, I'll probably be using this one a lot more for that little tank. But yeah, best investment, these things. And that's basically what I use to sort of keep a gauge on what's going on with the aquarium. So obviously coming up, I'll leave it how it is for now. I may get a few extra corals, and if I do, I'll do some videos and you'll see what I bought. But that tank is finished for now. We'll let it run the rest of its cycle. So like I said, it's going through its ugly stage. Keen to see how the coralline algae starts to grow in that tank, because I think it will start to grow well in that tank. But then in the meantime, I've got two more tanks that I want to fix. So obviously this one behind me, it's not working for me. The substrate needs to be changed. However, I've got a goldfish in another tank. She's starting to outgrow it, so she's only in a little, probably like a 25-30 litre tank. So she was small when I got her. She's starting to really bulk up now, so she needs more room to swim and to grow. So I plan to take these guys out, put her into it, and then put these guys into, I saw it at Best Friends the other week. It's a Aqua one, I think it was a 2-foot tank, $300. So put these guys into the new tank, and then it gives me somewhere I can sort of do really nice, creative aquascapes. So yeah, obviously that's the next couple of challenges that I'll be facing. And then obviously I'm going to do some House of Fish 101s. So I'm going to walk through just some basic knowledge for any newbies to the hobby, to try to teach people from what I've learned in the last X many years. I've been doing aquariums for probably, I'd say at least 10 years now. So started off with a Siamese finding fish, then went to 2-foot aquarium, then went to a 300 litre aquarium, and then went back to this one, and then it's the hobby. I don't think any of us actually has just the one tank. So so there's gonna be a lot coming up this year. I plan to do quite a lot, and really make this channel great. So let's see what happens with 2024. But that's all for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy your Monday. Bye.